The Dodgers lineup just got tougher. Trayce Thompson actually got a hit. Denver's basketball coach needs to be told to shut the hell up about the Lakers. And Galaxy supporters get into a one-sided shouting match with the players. Good morning, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. So it's May 28th, 2023. I'm finally back home with the wife. Literally got off the plane about an hour ago. They have something called the Go Wild Pass with Frontier Airlines, right? Here's what's wild. You have no idea when the plane is going to take off, let alone land. Sucks for me, but that's all right. If you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And yeah, comment. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Before we go through the news and notes for today, a look at the scoreboard. Dodgers 6, Tampa Bay 5. Max Muncy and Miguel Vargas homered. Freddie Freeman now has a 16-game hitting streak. Charlotte FC 1, LA Galaxy 0. Now look, the Galaxy are butt naked last in MLS. So the idea of a loss, frankly, not surprising. But what is surprising? Chicharito, the captain, got the first red card of his entire lengthy and storied career. We're going to talk more about the Galaxy in just a moment. Las Vegas 93, the Sparks 65. I hate to say it, this is more of what I expected from the 1 and 2 Sparks. They're rebuilding. The aces of the defending WNBA champs. Nanika Ogumike scored 16 to lead LA. Meanwhile today, Dodgers at Tampa Bay. They're already playing. So again, thank you Frontier Airlines for the delay. Very cool. But judging from the fact that I'm looking at the score and it's 10-10, both starters clearly already chased. So why mention them? The Dodgers, they're a flawed baseball team. I don't think anybody denies that. But the odd thing to me is that last year, LA was supposed to produce a historic lineup that just could not be stopped, right? It was going to be invincible. Every hitter in the lineup was supposed to make the other pitcher quiver so much that it looked like they were having a seizure on the mound. This year's lineup is not as loaded, but they're overcoming these deep holes in the Dodger pitching staff. The Dodgers lineup is third in baseball and first in the National League in runs scored. They put up 10 so far today. They entered play today third in baseball in home runs, and all of that is essential because Dodger pitching is middle of the pack at best. For example, the Dodgers used to be masterful at keeping the ball in the park so that you don't give up the big score, the big scoring play. Now, they're 15th, but they're still putting up runs. And even the lineup isn't perfect. Not like last year's team was supposed to be. Somebody needs to congratulate Trayce Thompson. They need to get him a big bottle of chocolate milk or something to pour over his head. Whatever you do to celebrate the end of an 0-for-39 hitless streak. Trayce Thompson hadn't gotten a base hit since like the second or the third game of the year. We are almost entering the third month of baseball season. And he's 3 for 3 so far today as I'm updating with you guys. His average was below 100. Now it's back over 100. So baby steps, guys. Kudos. Maybe keeping your uniform for another day. Give it up for Trayce Thompson. As you know, the Dodgers have also been injured a lot. And not only with the injuries, but players have been leaving on bereavement for Clayton Kershaw. Paternity leave for half the team. There was this weird baby boom where about 5 or 6 of the Dodgers' wives and girlfriends just reproduced all at once. As a result, Michael Busch made his major league debut this year. And Dave Roberts said that he made the most out of his week or so in LA. From the way Roberts talked about Michael Busch, maybe he sees the guy as the next Chris Taylor. You know, the Chris Taylor, the guy who could pretty much play anywhere for the Dodgers. From Roberts' quote, he's going to play some third base, some second base, some first base. Really proud of the way he handled that big spot. Every young player wants to play, but the message was he took full advantage of watching Major League players and how the game is supposed to be played. The intensity, the focus, I expect him to take that with him and join us again at some other point in the season, unquote. And again, that matters a lot. The problem Bush faced, the idea going into the season that Bush was probably trade bait, because where does he fit in the Dodgers' plans? He can't, say, replace Freddie Freeman. He can't replace Max Muncy. But if he's a jack of all trades like Chris Taylor, he gets regular playing time because Roberts regularly gives his starters a day off. Detroit, by the way, took a Dodger prospect. They traded for AA pitcher Lael Lockhart for cash considerations. Lockhart was pretty solid with single A. He was promoted to Tulsa. He has an 11.40 ERA, so the Tigers are going to give him a shot. And man, I hate being reminded that I work in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now. So there's that. Could somebody please tell Denver Nuggets coach Mike Malone that he has his own team to talk about? Denver eliminated the Lakers. I can accept it. I'm not accusing the Nuggets or the NBA of doing anything improper. The Nuggets swept the Lakers. I can live with losing. It happens in life. But Malone cannot stop talking about the Lakers and how the Lakers are out. It is not my fault, pal, that the Lakers are more popular than your team will ever be. It's not my fault. You take a look at, say, the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys haven't been relevant since the Clinton administration. And when I mean Clinton administration, I mean pre-blue dress, stained blue dress Clinton administration. They haven't been relevant since before. Troy Aikman is probably walking around with a colostomy bag under his suit. That's how long it's been since the Cowboys have been relevant, and yet people still want to know more about that team than 90% of the teams in the NFL. It's just a fact. And that's the same with the Lakers. And so every day the press goes up to him and he has to mention something about the Lakers. During the series, the national narrative was, hey, the Lakers are fine. No one talked about Nikola Jokic. Then after they get eliminated, if anyone is still talking about the Lakers, that's on them. They've gone fishing. We're still playing. Oh yeah? Well, if anyone is talking about the Lakers, what's your excuse, Mike Malone? You're still talking about them. You're still talking about them. That is on you. You've got your own team to worry about. You have a shot in your hands of getting your first NBA title. Which, by the way, means you'd still have 16 more to go to catch up to the Lakers. But again, one step at a time, coach. One step at a time. Shut the hell up about the Lakers and worry about your own team. Before Rui Hachimura was traded to LA, the Wizards were thinking that they could sign him for about $12 million per year. Hachimura and his camp, they wanted $15 million, hence the trade to the Lakers. There is a belief now that with his performance during the Lakers playoff run, the case for Hachimura to make $15 million a year is actually pretty strong. Just like kind of what along the lines of what Austin Reeves wants. Now this matters because there is, of course, a salary cap. How many players can you fit? And stories are now emerging about how unhappy D'Angelo Russell was about being demoted from the starting lineup for the final game of the season, because he too is playing for a big contract. Problem is, Russell deserved to be benched. If he gets a lesser contract, if he winds up playing somewhere other than LA next year, that's on him. That's on him. Meanwhile, for the immediate future plans of the Purple and Gold, the Lakers plan to work out 6 prospects on Friday. I would be lying to you if I could tell you how good they are. I'd be lying. What I can tell you is that 4 of these prospects are forwards and 2 of them are guards. So there's that. There is an extremely awkward video clip on Twitter, courtesy of @DarylSatcher. The Galaxy players approach Victoria Block. That's the north end of Dignity Health Sports Park after the game. Victoria Block is where most of the supporters groups cheer for the team for the entire game. And the remnants of those supporters, because remember, there is a supporter group boycott with the Galaxy. They're trying to force team president Chris Klein out by not showing up to the games. So very few of those supporters are there. Those supporters in the stands, as the players approached, the supporters started to scream at them. Megaphones, chanting about how bad they're playing, how upset they are with the team. And this is extremely troubling. It's the latest example of how bad things have gotten, how toxic things have gotten in this particular season because of the Chris Klein fiascos. It's troubling because that moment after the match is when the players, they come over and the players thank the supporters for cheering them and supporting them nonstop for the entirety of the match. It's one of those things that builds a bond between the players and the fans. It's one of the reasons I love watching soccer. You don't see that connection in a lot of other sports. You don't see the players going up and applauding the fans and say, baseball, the NBA, the NFL, sometimes in hockey, sometimes. But anyway, the point is it was hostile. There was no saluting each other. The players are standing on the pitch looking absolutely bewildered while the fans are just screaming about how how they want better performances. And Greg Vanney, the manager, comes over and he starts screaming at the supporters. Now, to be fair, I do not know what Greg Vanney said, so I don't want to make an accusation. Maybe Greg Vanney was just trying to have a discussion. It's a stadium. You have to raise your voice in order to be heard. So I don't want to accuse Greg Vanney of doing anything improper, of turning on the fans. I have no idea. I can't go there. But this whole thing, again, is an encapsulation of the level of despair and hopelessness in this franchise. And frankly, I'm of the belief right now that it isn't the boycott that brought this out. It can't be the boycott because some of those people who were in that part are supporters who broke with the boycott. I'm convinced it's the continued ineptitude of the front office. Those supporters, whether they are in the stadium or still in the boycott, have put up with terrible soccer for 10 years. It's really effing sad. And the players who talked about it after the game admitted the fans were right to be that upset. Quote, obviously the results haven't been going our way, so we're going to continue hearing it. And I'm not here to say that they're wrong. They're right. Unquote. That was from Galaxy midfielder Mark Delgado. So again, I mentioned it last week. Every week we keep hearing about how the Galaxy have hit rock bottom. And back for the last few weeks, I've been arguing they haven't hit rock bottom. It keeps going lower. And that's exactly what we're seeing again because people are saying the Galaxy hit rock bottom again after last night. It will not hit rock bottom until the Galaxy recognize, like an addict, that they've hit rock bottom and they start to make a change, i.e. firing Chris Klein. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford continued to happy talk the rookies in training camp. He described the whole thing, whether it's showing quarterback Stetson Bennett the ropes, whether it's chatting up the new linemen or new receivers. He said he's having a blast, unquote. And yes, that also includes him mentioning 5th round draft pick Puka Nacua, who might be in the running for the 3rd wide receiver slot. Defensive coordinator Raheem Morris might be thinking some strategic changes in the offseason. Consider, the Rams had added a ton of 1st and 2nd year defensive backs. They added a lot of rookies on the defensive line, mostly on the outside, but they have few reliable linebackers. So I bring this up because most teams, they run a 3-4, they run a 4-3. What if the Rams run a 5-1 with a permanent nickel defense in the back with the defensive backs? I've been reading about that a little bit. It makes sense if it's true. Additional linemen, hopefully with just more numbers up front to get to the quarterback and make penetration. Additional defensive backs Because again, they're all so young that maybe one gets caught off guard or maybe one needs help double teaming somebody else. Now, you might argue that that makes the Rams weak against the running game, which is a totally fair thing to say. But what if the Rams are using that one linebacker to just focus solely on the quarterback? Remember, we talked a few days ago about how the Rams are facing a lot of running quarterbacks in the schedule this year. What if that linebacker's job was just to be what's called in football a spy? Somebody who literally just focuses on the quarterback, and if the quarterback runs, it's his responsibility to bring that guy down. I don't know yet, but it's something that I've been reading about a lot lately. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about the Dodgers lineup overcoming their pitching. Talk to me about where the state of the LA Galaxy is with their supporters. And if you enjoyed talking LA sports with me, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.